Hey, this is David Beckham, Breeze Flippers, back in my shipping room. We've got some orders to ship out today, and I want to talk a minute about a customer service issue. Well, one customer service issue that actually came out good, and two, one that is driving me absolutely crazy. Let's talk about that. Okay, first of all, we've actually had a decent week. Usually the week after Christmas, in comparison to last year, has been kind of slow. This week we were actually done pretty good. I think we're at about $722, right around there for the week for sales. Not gonna complain. I think last year it was barely 200. So things are improving in that area. At least we're doing some stuff. We've had a couple good sales this week, but one big sale. And we've had some other things that have come up that I want to talk about here in a few minutes. But first of all, let's talk about the biggest sale that we've had this week. First of all, this is the Web of Spider-Man 9.6 CGC, Web of Spider-Man number 32. Very classic cover. This is basically the first, it's Craven and Vermin appearance, and it's nice looking. It came out of 9.6, not what I was hoping for, but hey, it is a good comic. This is actually going to ship overseas. I think it's going to Spain, but I need to kind of look at that. But anyway, it's going through the international shipping program. We got $161.49 for this, and the buyer paid quite a bit in shipping, $44.12 plus $45.24 in VAT charges. So they really wanted this comic. It's good for them. So I'm really happy that's going out. We've had some other sales too. This is a Studio Ghibli, and I want to say that's right, Studio Ghibli's Kiki's Delivery. There's a little plate. Picked these up at a garage sale about, it's been over a year. Had a whole bunch of them actually, probably like 4 or 5 or 6 of them. Got a pretty good deal. Picked up some video games, different things at this garage sale, and made them a big bundle offer. I tried to buy a whole bunch more games, but they weren't gonna deal with me. But this one, I'd probably only paid about $1 for each one of these. This sold for $12.74. I'm gonna get $7.99 shipping on this. We're going to bundle that up and make it really safe to send out. So let's talk about the issue before we talk about some other sales here. All right, so I have this comic, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this comic is because I brought it out here to show you. This comic is Vampirella and Painkiller Jane, #1. This is a certificate of authenticity. I can't speak today for some reason. So you can see it right here. All right, so this is limited to 100 copies. This comic, there's only 100 copies of it, okay? So I've got somebody that has sent me now 3 offers for $30, $28, another one for $28. And every time he sends me a note and says, I've looked this up on the comic price guide. I am a collector, this is what he tells me, and that comic is only worth $28.50. I'm like, well, first of all, I tried to explain to him in 250 characters or less because half the time that's all you can reply on some of that. But I told him this is basically how this works. There are 2 graded comics of this version. This is the blue foil version. There are 2 in the world that are graded. One's graded at 9.4 and the one I have is a 9.2. 2. The other one sold for $427. I wanted to get this one graded, and I did. I paid probably, you can't find one, I can't find one for less than $50, but I ended up paying about $40 for this one, for the raw version. And of course, time you get the pressing and the grading, I'm probably into it for, let's say, $70. And I've got a fair price on it. Right now, I think it's at $280, I think it's like $280.49. It's on sale. So I don't think I'm being unfair. When there's no comps for something, you basically set the comp. You're the one that's setting the price. So there is one comp. One comp of a comic of a 9.4 sold for $427. So a 9.2, it's not unrealistic to think it sell for $300. It is a 1 of 100. There's only 100 of those in the world, but this guy says it's worth $28.50. So he's now sent me 3 offers. I haven't blocked him. I thought about it, but I haven't. I just don't block people. If he sends me another offer, he's done. I'll just deny it again or decline it. But it's that kind of thing where you try to do, I'm not the world's best expert in comics, but I know them. I've been studying them. I became an informed collector. I use the right tools. I use Go Collect. I use Key Collector. I also use Cover Price. I use all these different things. And I also do a lot of research. So I don't just willy-nilly put a price on something and say, oh, I think I'm gonna get this. I'm looking at the market. I want fair market value for it. There's no fair market value for this comic. So it just drives me crazy. And I don't know if you've ever had a problem like that. If you have, tell me, because I'd love to hear how you handled it. Now, I could block the guy, but he is a big time seller on eBay. And I looked at his store, I looked at all the stuff that he's selling. So I think he knows, but I think he's just messing with me. But at this point, I don't think he knows who he's messing with. So I also know comics. So anyway, I had to share that because I thought, you know, this is the craziest thing. I've never had somebody sit there and tell me, you're never going to sell it. You're never going to sell it. Well, guess what, guys? Here's what I want to do. First offer of $250. Anybody wants to buy that, I'll take $250 for it. You know why? Because it deserves to be mounted and put up somewhere on somebody's wall. It's a beautiful comic, absolutely beautiful. And I don't get it. So anyway, it's you know, it's one of those things. And I told him, I said, you know what? The truth is I don't have to sell it. I can keep it where it's at, and it's not going to hurt anything. And it could only go up. There's only 100 copies in the world, and if only 2 are graded, who knows what those other copies look like. So anyway, that's my little rant for the day. On the other note, we had a really good thing did happen. I think last week or a week or so, if I think about it, I'll pop up a picture of it. I sold a Venom number 3, an Ed Begley comic. It was a CGC 9.8. Shipped it out the day after Christmas. And it was kind of chaotic in the place where I drop stuff off. And they're usually very, very, very good. Never have an issue. But it was just kind of strange that day that I had 2 packages that went completely missing. One was a priority mail package, and the other one was this comic that was the Venom number 3. It was being shipped UPS, and UPS only, not UPS SurePost or anything else. It was UPS. It did not get scanned. It showed that I never dropped it off. Of course, now I've got to try and get that fixed off of my metrics, but it never showed that it was scanned. It never showed it was picked up, so or dropped off. So I had to go in. I put a case in. I also talked to eBay. I did actually get somebody on the phone from eBay and just explained the situation. And they said, "Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you and we'll back you 100% because they see that I have a perfect almost record of feedback and I ship things regularly. I never have a problem with it." But this is the strangest thing. So I was in contact with the customer back and forth, and God bless them. They were so nice about it. I think it was a she, and can't remember the name, but she was nice about it, and she was like very understanding. I said, "I promise you I dropped it off." I said, "It's even in a video," because I showed it wrapped up because I didn't have I already had wrapped it. So I said, "I had it. I know it's done, but I don't know what happened." So anyway, lo and behold, Friday, she sends me a message and says, "You're never going to believe this, but the US Post Office dropped it off." So somehow it got picked up by the post office, not UPS. It still made it to its destination. Don't ask me how, but I'm just saying right now, thank you USPS, and thank you UPS for all the effort, but I'm blown away by how it happened. I don't really actually care how it happened. I'm just glad that it did. She was pleased. She was excited that she got the comic. That was the whole end goal that she was looking for. So sometimes customer service issues do turn out okay, especially if you stay on top of them. And that's probably the biggest key, is staying on top of things. So like I said, we did have some other sales going out this week. We had 5 total actually this weekend, which is, not crazy great, but hey, with that comic and everything else, I think it's a little over $300 still for sales. I did sell a novel. This one is called The Overlord Volume 11. It's a light novel, The Dwarven Crafter, I guess. I've never heard of it, but it's kind of a cool looking cover. And I think I probably picked this up in a garage sale, but I don't recall. It's been a while. It did sell on sale for $7.64, $4.99 shipping, and it'll go out immediate mail. Also, wouldn't be a good week, I don't think, if I didn't sell some games, but I did sell a lot of Xbox 360 games. And these are all, I believe, FIFA. Yep, FIFA 11, FIFA 12, 13, and 14. So those are going out. Only sold them for $9, but I'm getting $6.99 shipping. So not going to complain there. Anytime I can sell a game, we're good with games. This is a Seattle Mariners New Era 5950 hat. It's fitted 7/3/8 size, and it is a official on-field cap. The interesting thing about this one is that it is made in the USA. Now, it's all imported materials, but I didn't know they made still in the USA. So it's not that it's vintage, I don't think, but it might be. But it's a good looking hat. This is one I bought with a whole bunch of hats at a garage sale. I paid $1 each for them. It was a young man that was just selling off some of his hats because he had too many, I guess. So paid $1 each for them. Sold this for $14, and we always get $4.99 shipping. So that is what's going out today. Like I said, not a lot. And I've sent out, though, probably, I don't know, 50 offers the past 2 days, it seems like. So I think, you know, we may still have a few more that'll come in. A lot of times it just happens at night. We are running a sale that's going to end tomorrow, and that I probably will start another sale. This one's a 15% off sale, but I always like to have something going on, so I'm probably just going to run a 10% sale. Again, you know, we're going to be gone a week, so I'm going to have to put store on vacation. That always hurts a little bit. So one of the things what we're doing, though, to kind of prep for that is I'm putting up a bunch of listings in the draft banks. So, and I'm also pulled down a bunch of listings that I'm redoing, and I'm going to try to get those to kind of spark some life in them, you know, do something different. So, and that's always a good plan if you're finding that you don't have a lot of stuff to list. And right now the garage sales have been kind of bad. I mean, I did go out picking yesterday. I went out with Mike Deathpile Picker. So if you haven't looked him up, look him up on YouTube. He's a great guy, and he's got some great videos, a lot of good picking videos. And he's also on a podcast now called the Resellers Leftovers. And he's on there with Jimmy Old School Flips and Joe Philly Picker. So they're really funny, a little raunchy if you like that stuff, but they talk a lot about reselling. They talk just a lot about other stuff, and they're hilarious. So get a chance, go check them out. You'll really like them. But yeah, we went out picking yesterday. Not very many garage sales. We hit some in our area, then we drove a little ways out. We ended up at a flea market and found a few things. He actually found a bunch of video games and stuff, so he had a great day, and that'll probably show up hopefully at some point and maybe in one of his videos. But he had a great day of picking, but he found a sale that I missed. And one of the things I learned this weekend, though, and I'll start showing some of these picking videos soon, is that you got to ask. Right? If you're out there, ask them if they have the things you're looking for. Ask them if they have comics. Ask them if they have games. If you're buying Fenton glass, ask them if they have glass. I mean, just ask. That's the thing, it's the hardest thing to learn. You know, I'm not shy by any means, and I do talk to people, but just never think about asking things. So I think that's going to be one of the biggest lessons that I'm going to take away from this weekend, but also kind of going forward, is just learn to ask more. So, but yeah, we're going to be gone for the week of next week, the week after next. So we're going to be in Atlanta and going to market. And I've talked about it a little bit before, basically where you kind of go and you buy stuff for a store. It's a lot of showrooms. It's a lot of looking at a lot of things and things that don't really interest me, but you know, my wife has to buy them. So, but some things that do, we're going to look for some stuff that maybe we can sell in our booth, and try to see what's hot and what's coming up for this year. So we'll try to take a look at some trends, and I'll try to put out some videos, but I will put out some more before we go. But the store's going to be on vacation, so we're trying to make sure that we have a full draft bank so that we still list every day while it's out there, which is really important to kind of keep things moving and keep it flowing. So, but anyway, that's it for today. It's been a crazy, long, busy weekend. With just other stuff going on. So we were at our booth all day today, or at least for a couple hours, trying to get everything kind of Christmas out of it and reset for, you know, just the basic spring and kind of, well, not spring yet, but kind of get it set up for the year so that, you know, we're starting to put some stuff in there. So hopefully after this cold snap comes through our area, we'll start getting out and getting some more sourcing, especially when I get back from Atlanta. I'm definitely going to be hitting a lot of garage sales as they're coming up. So, but that's it for today. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and be safe and have a great super week. And you have great sales as well if you're selling, and if you're not selling, think about selling. So I'm David Beckham, Breeze Flippers. We'll see ya.